Okay, welcome to our blog. And in this blog, we're going to see every time we get a new customer, like for our done for you offer, what we do in detail to start. So, we have a coaching company, a consulting company for business. And once, like, our offer is to basically build and scale your coaching brand, usually is a coaching brand, to a specific amount of revenue, let's say 50K a month, 100K a month. Usually is it like in 3 months. And usually what we do, we take over your company. We're like a CEO. We're not like your CEO, but like a fractional CEO, we can say, kind of growth partner. And basically, we analyze your current situation. We build an offer that is better than what you have, is like a irresistible offer where people feel stupid to say no. We create the marketing assets and we decide what is the best tool, whether it is Google Ads, Facebook Ads, outreach, like whatever. And we put in place a system for sales. So we hire you, your sales team, your closers, setters, marketing. Like we build your team, and once we reach the goal, we hand over to you your own company where you have to work a lot less. Like you have much of a little bit more a passive role, right? Where the machine is working without you. Now, for different companies, we have different type of revenue targets. Depends where you are, and in this case, we started with a very well known wellness brand, a brand that worked with the Forbes, Ferrari, and like Elliot, and Marriott, like all like has been featured in TEDx, has been featured in Forbes, like all the big women's health, and basically we're gonna help her and her brand to arrive to a specific type of revenue, right? And in this video, I want to share with you what we do initially to assess what is working, what is not working, and how this thing works. Like, so the first thing that we do, of course, is a complete brain dump of everything that is happening right now, right? All the offer, like all the possible ICPs, and so to know exactly what is going on right now. The key thing for me is to find an ICP, so an ideal customer profile, and I rank them for three specific things. So, number one is, do they have a big enough pain that is urging them to move? Right, that's the key thing. If they don't have a big enough pain, usually the ICP is wrong, right? So in business, in marketing, you rather have a huge pain point and a good solution rather than a weak pain point, which is an outstanding solution, right? In this case, will work only if the solution is so good, right? That the pleasure that they get is so massive that even if the pain point is not huge, they will increasingly need your product or service. In this case, for example, you have a bank, you pay, I don't know, $300 of fees annually for a bank. Yeah, this is not like a huge pain point, but maybe we can drop it down to 30. Like, would you switch to that? Like, if the bank is the same, yes. Or maybe you're happy with making, I don't know, 10K a month. Are you happy with that? Yeah. Do you have a big pain point? No. But if I can bring you to 30K a month, is it's a 3x, so it's a massive pleasure. But usually what I look in the market is a massive pain. Like, I want to know what is the wildest difficult pain that they have. If you have this, you gotta only build on top of that pain to get a great solution, right? I really love people. I want to help people, and I think that the secret in business is to find a niche that you want to help, understand them as a deep level, to understand them better than what they understand themselves, and based on the pain, based on the need that they have, we build a solution accordingly, of course, in the area that we know we can help. So this is the second thing, is to go deep and have at least three possible ICPs. And after we go through that, we do a decision that is a decision making process we call DER, is like decision error reducer. And this is named from chess, because in chess the problem is not to making the best move. Like, the best move is already outlined in the game. You gotta choose the move that makes you less errors, right? In business is a little bit difficult because the number of moves is like incredibly high, but is a great way. And in this decision making process, we utilize multiple decision making frameworks. For example, we utilize the Jeff Bezos matrix, the Solve for X of Patrick Bet-David. We use the Ben Carson matrix, like multiple decision making frameworks that allows you to decide which one of the three of the ICP that we found has the biggest benefit, the less risk, and can be our winner, right? And usually what we do, we take the number one and the second one. The number one is going to be our main one, and the second one we also try to do an A/B test, right? So it's not only an opinion, it's science. Like, we develop a theory with two variables. We see which one of the two variables is better, right? But usually we have a main one. We know that we can go 70% on that and 30% on the other one. So once we take a decision on the ICP, what do? Is we go deep, extremely deep on the ICP, especially on the first one, right? And there is a multiple things that we do. For example, one of our key assets is doing a story brand. Like, with the customer, we go deep and we basically go extremely deep on understanding the hero's journey. Like, if you're not familiar with the Story Brand, it's an extremely powerful book and system developed by Donald Miller. I strongly recommend the book. And basically, the hero's journey, like, everybody knows the hero's journey, right? But the hero's journey for business has a specific sequence, has a specific situation. So what we do, we absolutely apply this. We take like 2 or 3 hours to do this, and we go extremely deep on, like, who is our customer, what are their pain points, who's the villain, what they really want, like all the key questions in the story brand. And after that, we create a document that is going to be basically our ICP document. That is extremely important. It's going to be the reference for everything we do. The key of business is to understand your customer better than anybody else and help them better than any competitor, right? If you do this, you're going to win in the market, yes or yes, no matter what. The key thing is to find a customer and serve them, not to create a product for somebody and feed the product to somebody. Is to find a customer that has a problem, right? And to help them as much as you can with a list of products and tools that you can develop. And after that, we do another call where we build an offer. I love, as a lot of people, the Grand Slam offer of Alex Hormozi. Alex did a great job in his book, $100 million Offers, to create a list of what every offer should have, right? Also him, like, he was not the one to create it from scratch, but he put it together in an amazing way. So we want to create an offer that is irresistible, an offer that people feel stupid to say no, right? So what do? We take another chunk, like 2 or 3 hours with our customers, in order to understand what could be the 2 or 3 offers that we can have based on the ICP, right? And the cool thing about AI today is that you can build a lot on top of that, right? For example, you can really brainstorm 10 times faster than before. Before, you gotta do a lot of calls, a lot of testing in order to come up with a Grand Slam offer. And right now with AI, with any AI, whether it's Claude, Gemini, like whatever, if you create a project where you put together all the key information of your customer, your ICP, what you did in the past, what is working, your products, your services, you can really build an amazing draft of the offers. And also there, I like to go with 3 offer possibilities, 3 options, right? And after that, right, we do the same. We take a decision and we go 70% with one and 30% with another one. We always do an A/B testing, right? And the first phase is finished, because right now what we're gonna do, according to the offer and the ICP, we're gonna start building the asset materials, the ads. We're gonna decide the best channel. We're gonna decide what's the type of communication that they prefer. We go deep on that. We develop the assets, whether it is advertising material, VSLs, emails, like whatever. We build a tracking system, so automations, reporting, dashboards, all of that, and we start the test. We start a test, usually maybe like 1 to 2 weeks. And in this period, we see everything is working like we want. And we have like periodical checkpoints, like at 2 weeks, every 2 weeks, usually every 1 week. I really like the weekly lean startup mentality. Even if it's 2 weeks, I like the weekly thing. And we basically test, is working, is not working. Usually at the beginning, I don't like to hire immediately, like in the first day, let's say a closer, because that's what a lot of people want. Hey, I want to remove myself from closing. I don't like it. I want to do it. I don't like sales. I don't want to spend too much time. But at the beginning, I like to have the process of sales internally, whether it is some of our team doing the sales, or the founder doing the sales, or like whoever, the CEO, because I really want to keep it in-house to remove any possible variables. Usually, I really like to do it like even myself, to do few calls, because I've had a very extended experience. Like I've did thousands of calls of ours on closing. That's my number one skill, and I get a sense of what is going on. I can hear the conversation, I can ask the right questions, and I like to do a few calls, like in order to understand. And after that, if we see that this is working, of course we start doing like we change a few things along the path. And then we start to hire the first closers, the first setters, and the marketing team, like all of that. So this is a little bit of a beginning of what we do. If you want to know more about how we create AI project for our customers that can replicate basically a ghost, a persona of your customer, you can chat with them, understand what are their pain points, so that you don't have to do a lot of conversation. If you want to know what system do we have, what books, drop a comment below, put likes, let us know. If you are curious about something, we will let you know promptly. Thank you very much for seeing this video, and see you the next time.